Starting in March, early March on Cape Cod, are snowdrops and snow crocuses, the little tiny snow crocuses, not the big 3 or 4 inch tall ones, but the little snow crocuses start to bloom. These you can put all through the grass or wherever you will see them, because this is still a cold time of year. So plant these where your car comes in or by the door that you enter and exit the house. Snow crocuses and snowdrops are bulbs and are planted in the fall. The large crocuses normally follow very quickly right after them. At the same time, the wonderful shrub, the witch hazel, blooms. Witch hazel is a flowering shrub that flowers late February into early March. It comes in a bronze color and it comes in yellow. I normally suggest to people that they use the yellow because it can be seen from the house in the road. People will stop and ask you the type of forsythia that you have that blooms so early. This plant blooms a good 6 weeks before the forsythia actually blooms. Variety I like the best is Arnold's Promise. And it can also be forced, as this particular picture of forsythia is on this dining room table. You can bring in branches of the witch hazel end of January and force that also. Red twig dogwood is a colorful twig of the dogwood plant that is at its best during the winter. A combination of witch hazel, red twig dogwood, and early blooming crocuses would be a spectacular, colorful environment in February on Cape Cod. Most of our gardens look like this one at Tower Hill. Our perennial borders, they have no interest at all. You can add bulbs onto that, but sometimes it's better to add your bulbs in other parts of your yard where you can mask them and get a greater effect and not dig into them when you're working in your gardens. But I do like to see a few of them in the gardens. The earliest blooming perennial is a hellebore. A hellebore blooms just about after those snow crocuses. They start in March and they'll run right into the beginning of May. Their leaves stay evergreen all year. The only job you have with the hellebore as a perennial is in early March, or really I do it about the 15th of February. I go down and cut off the leaves that have been evergreen all year and let the new flush of leaves come out, and along with them all the little buds that you will see as you start taking off the old leaves. These are wonderful, almost daisy type. There's a hellebore niger, a hellebore Lenten rose. The Christmas rose, which is the niger, grows a little bit earlier, but it's also a little smaller. The Lenten rose is a little later, and it's a bigger plant. There's many varieties. Look for the flower color on the tags. Some of them hang down, especially the Lenten roses, which people don't like the flowers. So make sure that if you like, you get one that's sitting straight up and perky. Whites, pinks, and burgundies is the colors that they are in. The annuals for this time of year, of course, the pansy. Pansies in my yard, if I'm figuring we having a great winter, if I can get pansies into my window boxes by St. Patrick's Day. Sometimes it's the beginning of April, but I shoot for that time of year. Boxes first, and then the ground. They can go into the boxes a little warmer. The ground could still be much colder, but the early annuals in your boxes and pots first, and then into the ground. But the pansies are definitely that time of year.